When you think of a series that has a stellar reputation, one of the series that comes to mind is the Mario series, and how could it not? From the mainline games to Mario Kart to the RPGs to the window and to the wall, you can't go wrong with Mario games. Except, you can. While Mario's had a pretty solid track record, there are a few games that are considered bad. It's funny because when people think of bad Mario games, these are the select few that always come to mind. And that's what this list is going to focus on. This list will be ranking every game that's pretty much universally considered bad, but best to worst. But there are a few exceptions. There are games I personally think are bad, but have an okay enough reputation like Mario Tennis Aces, and games like that. I won't be including games that I personally find to be bad, because most of the time, they have a good enough reputation, even though I still feel duped after getting Aces to this day. Then we have games I haven't played, Mario Party the Top 100 being the only one I haven't. Finally, we have the Software Toolworks educational games, Mario is Missing, Mario's Time Machine, and Mario's Early Years. All these games are similar, and if I added them to the list, they'd be at the very end, and I'd be repeating the same points 3 times in a row. But I will touch on them briefly. Mario's Early Years is a series of 3 games aimed at preschoolers, and it seems to do an alright job about teaching them about letters, numbers, and just basic early educational material. Mario games are usually for everyone, but it's clear these games are solely designed for preschoolers, and for that, I feel it's unfair putting them on the list. But the other two, oh boy. Essentially, they're just tests disguised as Mario games. You're running around learning information about geography or history, and then answering questions. That's really it. Educational games can be fun, but these ones aren't. And besides that, I wanted to have the attention focus on games that have so much more that can be said about them. Mario games that have become notorious, and some of my thoughts on them might just surprise you. So without further ado, here is every bad Mario game ranked. Mario fans have been starving for a new Mario Kart for over 6 years, and although Mario Kart 9 won't be out until probably next year, I saw Mario Kart Tour as a sort of appetizer. If you're starving, would you rather wait for the full meal, or have a little something before? Apparently most people would rather starve, because Mario Kart Tour has a really bad reputation, and I can definitely see why. The way you unlock stuff is gambling, it's infested with microtransactions, and it's pay to win. All these aspects bring down what could have been a possibly great Mario Kart, but despite all its flaws, I see a lot of potential with Mario Kart Tour, and have enjoyed playing it to an extent. It controls fine and looks great, and introduced a lot to the series. It reintroduced special items, introduced reverse and T-tracks, and has some really cool tracks based on real-world locations, and even some awesome retro tracks and variations. Not to mention its godly character roster. But the problem with the excessive monetization is that it really brings it down. Think of Mario Kart Tour as a meal at a 5-star restaurant. It's almost everything you could ever want from a Mario Kart game. But you're only allowed to eat a little bit of it, and if you want to eat more, you're gonna have to pay for each bite. You have a great roster, but are unlikely to experience all of it unless you dished out hundreds, maybe thousands of dollars. And at that point, it just isn't worth it. This sounds like the worst game ever, right? Well, it's not all doom and gloom. At its core, it's still Mario Kart. It's a fun game, and when it's good, it's really good. It even has free online multiplayer, but by the time multiplayer was added, it was too little too late. And that's another thing, why didn't this game launch with multiplayer? Overall, Mario Kart Tour could have been something truly special, but was heavily tarnished by excessive monetization. But it's relatively low because it's still a fun Mario Kart to play, and has some redeeming qualities, and I really hope Mario Kart 9 keeps the best aspects of Mario Kart Tour, because it's a great game brought down heavily by mobile market standards. Ah, the good old Virtual Boy. Being Nintendo's most notorious system ever made, this poor thing didn't even last a year. It only had 14 games released in North America, with most considered bad or mediocre games by some, and Mario Clash is no exception. Mario Clash is essentially a 3D reimagining of the original Mario Bros. You're going through 99 levels, jumping in between the foreground and background, throwing Koopa shells at enemies. The reason why this game gets such a bad rep is mainly because it's on the Virtual Boy. But the truth of the matter is, the game isn't bad. It's your typical arcade style game, and the biggest problems with it are the controls and just that it's repetitive. You use B to jump, A to throw shells, and run with the R button? Did a human even design the controls here? And overall, there's just not much variety in level design. There are a few different layouts and quite a few enemies, but nothing really changes. Mario Clash isn't great, but far from a bad game. There's still fun to be had, and if you love retro arcade games, you'll probably enjoy this game. But me personally, I'd take the original Mario Brothers over this any day. This is going to surprise a lot of you. Hotel Mario is not just considered one of the worst, but the worst Mario game of all time. But the main question I have is, have most people actually played it who rank it as a worst Mario game? Getting a CDI is no easy task, and it's a bit tricky to emulate. I feel the game has such a horrible reputation, mainly because of the cutscenes. And while those cutscenes were some of the first internet memes, the biggest problem with them is that they're cheesy. But that's part of the charm of them. They're really funny to watch. But the actual game itself is similar to Mario Clash, in that it's an inoffensive arcade-style game. You go around shutting doors and defeating enemies, and while some of the controls are weird, it's overall not a bad game. It's a unique take on a Mario game, and I found it fun. Far from the greatest, but far from the worst. If you ever get an opportunity to play Hotel Mario, I recommend it. It's a pretty fun game with silly cutscenes, and I don't see much wrong with it. I don't know why people consider it the worst Mario game. Mario's Game Gallery, also known as Mario's Fundamentals, is essentially Clubhouse games before Clubhouse games. I find it pretty odd how much Clubhouse games is brought up on this channel. Rather than being a collection of Mario's greatest hits like in Super Mario All-Stars, this game has a collection of 5 standard board and card games. These games are checkers, Go Fish, dominoes, backgammon, and Yahtzee. While these variations aren't anything too exciting, they're still fun to play. This game is also the first video game to feature Charles Martinet as the voice of Mario. There was a Mario pinball machine where he voiced him before, but this is the first video game where Charles Martinet got a starring role as Mario.
Looks like it's time to go fishing again.
Nowadays, Mario is mostly a silent protagonist, so it's interesting hearing him speak in full sentences here. Still amazing that even 25 years later, Charles Martinet still nails the role as Mario. While the game is somewhat dated today, it's not terrible by any means. If anything, it's worth a playthrough just to hear Mario's great dialogue.
Come here, fishy fishy.
I said earlier that I wouldn't include any of the Software Toolworks educational games, but I didn't disqualify all educational games. I played a good amount of educational games when I was younger, mostly on my Leapster and PC, and the fact of the matter is, educational games can be fun, and Mario Teaches Typing manages to be fun while serving a purpose. It's not one I grew up playing specifically, but I understand what it was going for. The game is a side-scroller, but you type letters and phrases to progress. If I learned how to type in school, I would have loved if they gave us this game to learn. I should mention a few years later a sequel was made, which introduced new levels, a few quality of life improvements, but most importantly this.
I hate my nose.
Sorry, not sorry if you're gonna have nightmares now.
Oh no! I'm fallen, and I can't get up!
While the last few games were mostly inoffensive, or in Mario Kart Tour's case great but brought down heavily, these ones are going to be a struggle to say anything positive about. Mario Party is one of the few Mario series I don't have much experience with. I haven't played every game in the series, but of course, I have played some. Mario Party 5 and Mario Party DS being some pretty great games, but most games before 9 all had a similar formula, and when 9 came out in 2012, they tried something different with the car. This essentially grouped players together, and you could only play minigames when you landed on the right space. While a lot of people hated it, I understand where ND Cube was coming from. The series really didn't do anything that different from the first game, and sometimes a series needs to mix things up. Just sometimes, keep that in mind because we're definitely going to get into that later. But it didn't work out and fans didn't like it, so what'd they do after the criticism of Mario Party 9 for the next game? Mario Party 10 is Mario Party 9 all over again. It has the same dull gameplay, bland board themes, and problems 9 had, but this time around we have Bowser Party, which puts Bowser on the board going after the Mario team. Sounds cool, right? Well, I hope you enjoy only 5 Bowser minigames and being able to almost never beat Bowser. I get it. Luck plays a big role in Mario Kart, but the former games, everything made sense. Everything was thought out. Here it is a fiasco. But good news if you like the way Mario Party used to be, because there's Amiibo Party. Yes, the cherry on the crap sundae is a paywall to a mode. And Amiibo Party is really just classic Mario Party at the absolute minimum. The boards are small, there's not much to do, but sadly, this is the best mode in the game. Not to mention you have to be clustered around the gamepad to spin a dice with an amiibo. While there's still fun that can be had in Mario Party 10, it's just not very good. When it comes to the transition from console to handheld, some series weren't up for it. Mario Party Advance is proof that just because you can put something on the Game Boy Advance doesn't mean you should. Mario Party is a series that's primarily multiplayer, and the Game Boy Advance really isn't designed for it, so what they did here is interesting. They took the concept of Mario Party and turned it into a game where you complete tasks for characters. Think Animal Crossing Pocket Camp meets Mario Party. They tried to make a single-player Mario Party experience, and I applaud them for trying. Some of the minigames are fun, and it's overall not a terrible game. But the biggest problem is it simply isn't a good platform to have a Mario Party game on a Game Boy Advance. Yeah, real great platform
for a party game!
Thankfully, a few years later, Mario Party DS came out, which is truly a fun handheld Mario Party, and still the best handheld Mario Party to this day. I played Mario Tennis Ultra Smash at a GameStop back in 2016, but little did I know that the demo and full game would pretty much be identical to each other. The Mario Tennis series used to be known for taking the basic concept of tennis and adding Mario twists. Mario Tennis on the Nintendo 64 was a bit basic, but had a ton of extra modes and content. Mario Power Tennis was a pure extension of Mario Tennis 64 and introduced power shots, new modes, and most importantly had the wacky Mario themed stadiums. But what does Mario Tennis Ultra Smash have to offer? Well, let's start with the fact that the game doesn't even have an opening. When I first saw this, I thought it was a joke. You think that's bad? Remember the time Mario Tennis didn't have an opening? And what's the big addition here?
Mario grow big!
Yes, this is essentially Dynamaxing before Dynamaxing. It's a stupid gimmick that doesn't do anything substantial, and when it comes to content, oh boy. Tournaments, ring rallies, minigames, who needs a game with care and love put into it? You have standard tennis with the chance shots, standard tennis without them, Mega Ball Rally, which is a poor man's version of Wii Sports tennis target practice, and an endurance mode called Knockout Mode, which you aim to beat opponents endlessly for coins and unlockables. There's not a lot here, and even the online mode won't let you play with your friends online. Just random strangers. You want to know what the highlight for me in Mario Tennis Ultra Smash was? And I'm not even joking either. Seeing Waluigi visibly hatless for the first time. Mario Tennis Ultra Smash is soulless, and after replaying Power Tennis and seeing how much love and care was put into that, it makes this game all the more disappointing. But as barren and as lazy as Mario Tennis Ultra Smash is, it does have some good aspects. It added Sprixie Princess to the game as an unlockable character, and she's such a cool addition, and I love when Mario spin-offs use new characters from the latest mainline games. It's something Mario Kart 8 couldn't even do. And also that the fact that there are unlockables. At the very least, there is stuff to unlock and do in the game. But the best aspect of Mario Tennis Ultra Smash is just how great the game looks. Seriously, this game looks beautiful and really took advantage of the Wii U's HD. And at the very least, it can be fun. It's a tennis video game with multiplayer. The same can't be said for the next entry. Nintendo games have been going back to their roots, or at least attempting to. Super Mario Odyssey went back to the sandbox style of 64 and Sunshine. Super Mario Party at least tried to go back to the classic Mario Party style, but you know what? Nintendo was doing this even before the Switch, because Mario Tennis Ultra Smash sure did go back to the roots of Mario Tennis. Mario's Tennis was the first Mario Tennis game, and was a pack-in game for the Virtual Boy. And all it is tennis button 3D with the selection of Mario characters. Games like Super Mario Kart added items and Mario-themed racetracks and added a Mario twist to racing. You would think Mario's Tennis would do the same thing, but it's literally just tennis. You can play singles or doubles in a quick match, or play a tournament, which is something Ultra Smash didn't even have, so I'll give it credit there. But other than that, there's absolutely nothing. No multiplayer, no Mario charm, nothing. Just pure, basic tennis. I know what some of you are thinking. How could tennis be atrocious? Well, the answer is, it's really not. But in a Mario game, I expect more. But at the very least, tennis is fun. Fun can still be had here. And I'd rather have fun, albeit basic fun, than have a frustrating experience. So far we've gone over every Mario game that is pretty much unanimously considered bad. Mario Kart Tour's lost potential. Mario Clash and Hotel Mario aren't bad at all. Mario Teaches typing serves an educational purpose in a fun way. Mario's game gallery might be outdated today, but it still has some charm. And even the worst of the worst can still be fun and have some good aspects. But let me tell you, this last one I am not a fan of. Paper Mario Sticker Star. This might come as a surprise to some of you, but this is my least favorite Mario game. What's going to surprise some of you even more is that this is the first Paper Mario I played in depth. I was pretty excited to play it. Don't believe me? Let's hop into Mario's Time Machine and go all the way back into 2012, and let young Demeech tell you.
Hey everybody, this is I Love Nintendo 1999. I didn't get the Wii U for my birthday, but I did get a lot of cool things like a portable DVD player and Little Debbie's and Paper Mario Sticker Star and all this stuff. It's awesome.
So before anyone calls me a 1,000-year door nostalgia blind purist, I want to show you guys that I kept an open mind and was excited for the game. I was so excited for it that I made this diorama for Paper Mario Sticker Star's contest Nintendo was holding. I didn't even play the 1,000-year door Super or 64 until many years later, and you know what? I have a lot of nostalgia for Sticker Star. I got it right before my family and I went on a vacation during my birthday and had fond memories playing it during that vacation. But oh boy, where do I even begin? Paper Mario Sticker Star had some things going for it. Visually the game looks great, the music is pretty good, and the sticker concept could have been cool. You collect stickers throughout the overworld to use in battle, each with a different attack. It was so much fun experimenting with the stickers and what they did the first playthrough, but it only goes downhill from there. Paper Mario Sticker Star is lacking so many fundamentals that the Paper Mario series was known for. It lacked a compelling story, interesting characters, and locations. It goes for the tired Bowser bad Mario good plot, and that's about it. The character design is weak, with the majority of the characters being the ones from the original 1985 Super Mario Bros., and not to mention, a majority of the NPCs are generic Toads, and every world is from New Super Mario Bros. But the strangest thing is, despite how unoriginal it is, a lot of the game feels so alien from anything I've ever played, and not in a good way either. You're basically hunting for real-life objects to solve puzzles in order to progress. That's not a bad concept, but the problem is that the execution is terrible. These puzzles can be so cryptic to the point where you're very likely going to need a walkthrough. You're trying to tell me that you're supposed to fall through this waterfall? Get out of here. But if that wasn't enough, turn-based battles are here that slog down the experience tremendously. You can't gain experience, all you get are coins to buy stickers which you can find in the overworld, and it's the one issue that significantly brings down the experience, and if turn-based battles were completely eliminated, it could have been at the very least somewhat fun. It's like if 2D Mario had turn-based battles. Take a look at how that would work. Paper Mario Sticker Star isn't bad because it's different, it's bad because it's lacking basic fundamentals of games. If it's an action-adventure game, don't pretend it's an RPG. Don't make it seem like it's something that it's not. But even so, I think that it is an issue to not be similar to its predecessors. How would you guys feel if Nintendo completely changed Mario Kart and Mario Kart 9 from a kart racer into a dating sim with kart racing sections? Change isn't always good. The first 3 games were well designed and had a ton of character and personality. Why take something so brilliant and turn it into something so uninteresting and fundamentally broken? So there you have it. We took a look at the Mario games that are considered bad, and for the most part, most have at least a few redeeming aspects. Even games like Mario Party 10 and Mario Tennis Ultra Smash can still be fun at the very least. So even at their worst, Mario games can still be enjoyable. Unless they're Sticker Star, of course. So what do you guys think? Let me know in the comments and keep calm and da-da on.